Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Melina and today we are going to do a quarterly check-in. So I'm holding myself accountable. I don't really stick to TBRs. That's not true. Actually, I do pretty well. I think I read about 80% of my TBR every month and then I always have editions of other books. And today I just thought we would just check in, see how I'm doing throughout the year, if I'm keeping my goals, if I'm not. So let's just start. So let's start with my yearly goal. So my yearly goal for 2025 was to read 85 books. I always keep it at that number, even though the last few years I have read a lot more than I usually do. I will say there was a few time periods where I definitely struggled with that, and so I just feel like 85 is an attainable goal for me personally, because I feel like I typically reach it with semi-ease, and then I just don't have to push myself, because then at the end of the day, reading is for fun. I read because I enjoy it, and so there's certain books that are really lengthy that just take longer, and even though it's just one book, it takes me a lot longer than it would maybe a 300 to 400 page book. Currently, I have read 39 books, which is about 46% of my goal, so it seems that I'm a little bit ahead. So I'm like way more than on track to reach my goal for the end of the year, which is really nice because I feel like, again, I'm just doing this for the fun. I don't really push myself or force myself to read faster. I just read at whatever pace is realistic because, again, I work a 9-to-5 job. I have other responsibilities. I have friends. I have, all the things. Everyone has all the things. And so there's some months that are just busier than others, and I can read more than others some months. And so I'm pretty proud of myself. 39 books is it's a lot to read in 4 months. I mean, we're almost at the end of April, so maybe almost 5 months. So I have a question. I personally read 39 books out of 85, so I'm on track to finishing my goal much earlier than December. Do you guys increase your goal as the year progresses, or do you just keep it the same? So I tend to just keep it the same. I just feel like I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to force myself to read more than 85 books. 85 books is a lot of books in a year. And even though last year I think I read like 120 books or something like that, I don't want to force myself to have to hit 120 books every year. That's just a little crazy. And if I hit it, I hit it. If I don't, I don't. So I keep at 85 because I feel like that's a good goal where I feel like I read a lot. I read enough this year. So do you guys keep it or do you move it? Please let me know in the comments because I'm just curious. Like, I know there's no right or wrong, but what people's preferences are. I have currently read, according to Fable, so I don't know how realistic it is because I don't personally use Storygraph, 6.1 thousand pages. I feel like I read more than that because if I calculate, let's do the calculations really quickly. If it's 6,100 pages by 39, it says that each book is 156 pages on average, and I just don't think that's true. So actually I feel like this number is just really off. I think it doesn't take into consideration like Kindle pages, it just takes into consideration your physical books or anything that, like, if I listen to audio, it's also on a percentage. So I think that this is way off. But according to people, it says 6.1. Maybe I should go back and fix how many pages. No, I'm not doing that. That's a lot of work. Okay, let's disregard that because the pages are way off. Maybe Goodreads will give me a more accurate amount at the end of the year. I don't know if Goodreads does stats like that in general because I feel like theirs would be a little bit more accurate than this. And I don't update my progress anymore on Goodreads, but I do put like books that I've completed on Goodreads because I don't know. I just don't want to ever feel like if I want to leave Fable, it's going to be difficult for me to continue on another app like Goodreads where I have a lot of information on there as well. So yeah, I do it on both, but I typically use Fable for updating my like daily progress on books, and if I read something or if I don't, and it also keeps track of like what is it called, like a daily tracker. I think I've been reading for like 100 and something days according to Fable. Let me see, because I do track that every single day on Fable. So it says I have been reading for 118 days straight since I've started using this back in August. So that's pretty good. I did break at some point. I think there was like, I was just busy and I didn't read at all. And so I do tend to read a little bit every day, even if it's like a couple of pages. Moving on, I'm gonna go through all of my unfinished series. I have done so badly with this because instead of completing series, I think I've just added more onto my list. Let me go and grab my bullet journal because that's where I keep that. So I have my 2 notebooks that I use for keeping track of my bookkeeping physically. So let's go with my bullet journal. This is an Amanda Rachley bullet journal, just in case anyone's curious. I don't know if they still have this. I just have a plain dotted notebook. So I've never shown you guys like the spreads that I have on here for my bullet journal because I do like to physically write things down. I don't know why. I probably could find an easier way to do it digitally, but I don't know. There's something very satisfying about being able to cross off like your information on like in your notebook. I think, let me see. Oh yeah, it's back here. Okay. So this is my series tracker. I keep track of the names of the books and how many books are in the series, and as I finish it, I just cross it off. When I first started the year, I had, let me count them, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no, that's not true. I even wrote down books that I was trying to start because I own the books. So I'm only going to count the series that I had started and never finished. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was 9. So I was in the middle of 9 series when this, like, the year started, and now I did not finish any of those. And I've added on. So then already we were at 9. I did finish the Shepherd King series, so technically it was like 10 and then back to 9 again. And then it was 11, 12, 13, and 14. So I'm in the middle of 14 series right now. And I'll name them out really quickly. So I have the Magnolia Park series, the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, the Red Rising series, the Dark Verse series, the It Girl series. Then we went into the Truly Devious series, the Yona of the Dawn mangas. Then we went to the DC SARS by Chelsea Curto series, the Dune series, the trilogy. I'm only planning on reading the first 3. And then, since then, I have added the Crowns of Nyxia. Sorry. It's like the, what is it called? The Serpent and the something of the night. The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I think is what it's called. I'm gonna put the cover here. It's that series. The Plot of the Six Saints, which is the Elf Witch that I was struggling with. I am unconclusive as to whether I'm gonna finish it or not because it did get better towards the end. Maybe I'll give it a try, and if it's really bad, I just won't continue it. And then Emily Wilde's, the trilogy. The 3rd book just came out semi-recently, and I finished the first one this month and loved it. And then Kingdom of the Wicked, another trilogy that does have a spin-off series, and I read the first book this month and really enjoyed it. So 14 series. I don't know if whether that's good or bad. I'm a little embarrassed because that sounds like a lot, like series that I'm just in the middle of. So I did not do really well with completing any of those because my number just went up by 5 more series, and I have a lot more books that means I have to finish to close those out. And then finally, we're gonna do my 20 and 25 update. So I put this one in my reading journal. Again, this is from the Quirky Collective. I love them. She has them in a whole bunch of colors. I did do, like, it wasn't a really good review because I did it for Bookmas and I just opened it and sporadically started talking about it, but I did do kind of like a page-by-page overview of what's in this. But I did put my challenges in here physically, and my 2025 it goes. So I had Manacled, which I have not read yet, and I technically want to read all 3, but I put the first one there at least to start off. I have The Wedding People, which I did read, so that's great. I did Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which I also read and really enjoyed. I have Tomorrow Times 3, which I've not started. The Night Circus, again another big no. I have Project Hail Mary, another one I haven't read. Now this is where it gets exciting because I have Emily Wilde's. I put Maps of Other Worlds, which is the 2nd book. Again, I think I explained this in my vlog, which has not come out yet, or maybe it did come out yet, I'm not sure. And I didn't realize when I bought this book that this wasn't the first one in the trilogy, and so I went back and bought it. So actually the book I should have put here was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia Fairies, and I have read that this month. I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I've read that one. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have not read that one yet. I have Dune Messiah, which I have not read. I have Golden Sun, which is on my TBR this month. It is currently like the 22nd, 23rd. It's the 22nd, and I have not started it yet, and it seems like it might be something I'm just going to try to push into May because I had a lot of chunky books this month, and while I did a really good job with my TBR, I also have not started this one yet. Then I have Powerless by Elsie Silver because I want to start Chestnut Springs so badly, like that series. I used to have an obsession with cowboy romances when I was in high school because they were really popular. I feel like they go in like trends, and so the idea of getting back into that era is very enticing to me. So I have the Powerless, the first book, and obviously I want to continue the series once I read it, but I put Powerless. I put Daisy Hates and the Great Undoing, which is to continue my Magnolia Parks series, cross out. I have As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows. I haven't read any of these. I'm just naming them out right now, so I'm failing this. So I did read The Do-Over, which is again a success. That's by oh my god, Lynn Painter. I have Flawless, which is that Flawless, the 2nd book for the Chelsea's Elsie's, isn't it the Elsie Silver book I put on my list? Interesting. I didn't realize I did Powerless and Flawless. Then I have Inferno, which I'm currently reading, so that will be another one I check off. Should I put a half read on here, or should I count it as read? I'm gonna count it as read because I'm already like 8 or 9 chapters in, and so it feels like it's fair to say that I'm going to complete it by the end of this video, like by the time this video's up at least. Then I want to start the oh my god, I can't speak today. I want to start the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I put that one on there, and I have not read that one either. I have China Rich Girlfriend, which is the Crazy Rich Asians book 2. Gone Girl, I still haven't read it. One True Love, it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, still have not read it. If We Were Villains, I haven't read. Okay. And this is where things get a little better. So I have Clap When You Land, which I read I think last month or in February or something. So yes, I read it. Then I have Kingdom of the Wicked, which I finished this month. And the Two Twisted Crowns series, and I read them. So I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 if you count Inferno, which maybe I'd do 8.5. So that's not so great, right? 8 out of 25. How many months are left? We're gonna be into month 5 out of 12, so we have 7 months left. And if let's do a lot of math. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's do the math. So if there are 8 books that I've read, let's do 8 minus 25. I have 17 books left to read. 17 books divided by 7 would mean I need to read at least 2 books a month to hit my goal in time, almost 3. That's really hard when I have so many other books on my TBR that I want to read, so maybe I won't hit this, but my goal, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really try. So I'm failing when it comes to my 25 and 2025, so lots of failures here. And I'm just gonna close this out by my average star rating being 3.8 stars right now. I have read some really big winners though, like in every genre, and that has been pretty exciting. And I've read a lot of books that I've been wanting to, and a goal of mine that I've been really doing well in is reading my physical books, because I own a lot of them, less than some other people online, but a lot more than other people, and I've been getting through them. I have been, I think, consistently reading more TBR book, like physical TBR books, than buying. Like this month was an outlier month. I think I bought 5 physical books this month, which is a lot. But I am on my 6th book, books 6 and 7, because I'm currently reading God of the Woods and Inferno, and those are 2 physical books. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I read 7, or I'm gonna read 7 by the end of the month, and I bought 5, I still am at -2 for the month, which is still really exciting. But overall, I'm not doing so well in my quarterly check-in. I have read a good amount of books for my TBR, like my month-to-month TBR, but I keep forgetting that I do have 25 books that I'm trying to read by the end of the year, and I haven't really done a good job at focusing on those books. I feel like I just keep hopping around different series, and now that I've added like Emily Wilds and The Kingdom of the Wicked, I just want to continue those series too, which just add even more books that I want to read. And I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen. I feel like I'm just not doing so well, which is fine, I guess. We'll figure this out together. I don't know if I'm gonna do this every quarter. Maybe I'll do it every 2, like I should have done this probably half of the month, like a half of the year update. But here we are, and this was my quarterly update. I'm not doing so well, but you know, we're pulling through. We're still reading a lot, and that's been fun. At the end of the day, I read for fun, right? So I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.